Hey everybody, this is Grace. This is my second video I made today, and this one is something I was thinking about recently, and I've mentioned a little bit of it, and that's how, people are dealing with, especially those who still stay at home um, and working from home, and they don't go out much. They're, staying safe that way, or trying to at least, and how they're passing the time and all the changes that can have come about besides working from home, besides stay at home and all this with the pandemic. Today is May 20, 2020. Yeah, it's May 20, 2020. And a lot of people, what I've heard, it's a lot of people are catching up on TV. Yeah, TV, movies, series, whatever it is, whatever they have paid for, like Netflix or Hulu. We have Netflix, Hulu, Prime, and I don't know if we have anything else than that. I haven't watched. I don't even like one of those at all, but really, it's kind of confusing. But I'm catching up on things on demand, that are on demand, and things I like I've mentioned before, Roswell, New Mexico, the new one. I really like that. And then there's Nancy Drew. I'm into those. The Riverdale. I'm not that into Riverdale, but Supergirl, yeah, and such a variety. And then I've also been watching some. I prefer this series, and I always have. I mean, I have for many years to watch it. But before it was, I loved to read. And there was a time I went through when I was a career student. I only read nonfiction. I was very much a snob about that during that time. Yeah, and it couldn't just be any nonfiction. Yeah, I was. But I got out of that. And before that, I loved to read just any kind of novels and stuff. And then since then, I've kind of mixed it more. But so I like to watch a series. To me, it's during this pandemic. I think it's for me. I'm not saying it's for anybody else. That seeing the series and watching character development, and it's kind of a bit like, to me, that of socializing that I'm not able to do. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just, I know I'm not socializing with the characters on TV, but it's still that feeling, as if through osmosis or something. I don't know. But I do wonder what it's going to be like now. How are they going to make these? I mentioned that before too. But it's kind of like, you can see people growing and changing. And with the pandemic and staying home, it's just not seeing them that much. You're seeing people you're familiar with. I can go to a grocery store. There's one of them. I've seen these people for years. The same people, working there, and for many years. And that's something that you see as familiar. Another person or people who are familiar with this stay at home, the pandemic and all, not so much. So watching those series is similar to it. There's enough similarity to feel it. Does that make sense? Okay, but I'm not that much into, watching movies. Yeah, unless there's going to be, what do they call them, a sequel? Yeah. No, because it's just, a good movie, yeah, they can take it through where you have a little bit of that feeling. But overall, no. I want to see what develops, like I said, in that person, in that character. And usually, there's something, there's so much community. Like I was saying, you see the same thing, and it's that community feel too, to it, that right now I just can't have. I can't just go to a store. I have not been any store. I went and got gas after 2.5 months finally, and it's just outside, and I didn't go inside at all. Just Adam put the gas in. Actually, I had to get on my SUV because there's something about it. You can't be sitting in it. I don't know. It's new. Well, I bought it a year ago this month. But I did not know that, because I'm always the one putting gas in it, and I'm always the one getting out to do it, except this time. But anyway, that was I went off. But that feeling of community is another thing. I'm reading my notes here. I wrote notes on this. But some of them, there's also some series that I've watched. I think I mentioned the one that I was surprised by. I said, oh, it's going to be one of those that takes it down a political thing, and I wasn't sure I wanted to watch it anyway. But it was called Messiah. Well, it was definitely not what I was expecting, and me and Adam got really into that, and it was a series. It's a series, and oh my goodness, it was something else. Yeah, and but I also just found one yesterday. This is one of the reasons it's on my mind. I found one yesterday that was based on books that I have actually read in the past. I don't read so much anymore, but I think most of the series, and that's happened before. There are several books, several these days, and I had found another one a few months ago, I guess, that was on another set of books I had read. And then before then, there's one of them I just can't watch it because they picked the wrong lead character in my view. But I like the series, but not the person. But anyway, seem to be making more and more like that come from these books that are really great books. And it's got all that community feel. But the one that I found before, well, there's just one before this last one. It's called Virgin River. Really like that. And they only had one season so far. And then the one I found yesterday is not still. It is not still. It's Sweet Magnolias. Like at first I was like, what? I was thinking Steel, isn't it Steel Magnolias? That movie. But no, this is totally different. It's not connected. It's called Sweet Magnolias. And it was based on books. So, yeah. I remember some of the characters from it. It's been years since I've read them, but I like those, like I said. Now, when I first heard really, it was hitting home about this, it wasn't even considered a pandemic then, but the coronavirus, COVID-19, when I first started hearing about it, all I wanted to do was watch the news, whatever news channel, whatever they had on it, even would go to YouTube and look up stuff, on the news about it, and I was way into it. I don't know how healthy that would be or how unhealthy that would be or was for me. But eventually I let go of doing that. I mean, I stopped watching so much and started watching more on just TV or whatever. And since we had this Wi-Fi issue, I don't know how long has it been, a month or so? I don't even know anymore. I couldn't get online during the time that he works from home, so while he was using his, working remotely when he was doing that, I couldn't get on because of this strange Wi-Fi issue. I'm worried it's going to become more and more people, going to experience it, because I don't know if they're getting this straight. But we figured it out today, and yeah, it worked. I figured it out today, I should say. How to do it where I can get online and him get online and it doesn't knock him off. They weren't going to tell me after 5 times how to do it, but yeah. Maybe they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's go back to this about watching the news. I'm tired of watching it anyway, because it does seem like nothing ever changes. Not too much. It's like lather, rinse, repeat, and I think it keeps my stress and anxiety up, and I don't want to have my head in the sand, but I don't want to watch so much of it. Just little updates here and there. Maybe just watch Cuomo. Yeah. And there's also this YouTuber. He's becoming very, very popular. Dr. John Campbell. I say that slow on purpose. Dr. John Campbell. You can look it up. He's becoming very popular, and he actually does on TV, different interviews on TV and stuff. I watch him, and that's a good way to keep up with stuff. I feel, okay, I'm not a healthcare professional as he is, so I just like the way he presents it. Anyway, But yeah, other than that, that's really all I feel like I need to watch. Okay, if I'm going to watch something, because I'm tired of them. I'm tired of their spinning. No matter what. I'm talking cable. Some of them don't spin. They don't sit there and have their own agenda and their own biases, and they cut into letting me hear straight from the horse's mouth so they can talk. I don't care about your comments. I don't care about the way you look. The way you look at it. I want to see it for myself. And it's not just one side or the other that does it. No. And I'm just tired of them putting a spin on something, trying to tell people this is how you have to think. I'm an independent, so I'm tired of all that. Really, seriously. Anyway, so I'm not doing so much of that anymore. So that's a good thing for me. I'm not saying for anybody else. It's what you do is what you do. Anyway, it's the day of my voice going out. Allergies. Yeah. Anyways, but I also mentioned like that about what is the next season, the next year of season. How much are we going to see of social distancing? Or are they going to really talk about that on any kind of show? I'm not talking news. They do that. But I'm talking about movies and series, like the ones I mentioned. If they have another season, just your regular TV, will they have another season? How will it be? Will they show that? Will they talk about it? Or they will just social distance and, have some kind of, when they're doing one person at a time, filming one person at a time so you don't really notice. And they try to put them like they're close together. Will they be wearing face masks, face coverings? Now, will they talk about it? Okay, yeah, and the other thing I wrote on this was that, these kinds of movies that are based on books, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, but I can remember when I was a child, I loved reading certain kinds of books. I mentioned that about romance novels when I was really young, and there was always, and since then, I don't read them, but, like I say, I don't read much anymore. But there was always somebody who was narcissistic in these books, and even like Hallmark. People think Hallmark Channel, oh, that it's all nice and good and everything's wonderful, peachy keen and all that. No. There's anything I've ever seen, there's always somebody who's like narcissistic, who's abusive, who's something like that. And they teach lessons in it. Whether they're right or wrong, who knows, but, it's always there to me. I've always seen it. Anyway, like I said, my voice is going out, and I think I've run out of energy. I haven't had my morning caffeine, and so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I just wanted to get that out. I'll talk to you on another video. What are you doing, by the way, with your time? Talk to you later.